me if we hook the bloody salmon. Hello everybody. Just fishing in the outer area of the river, hoping to latch onto a sea run. There's a lot of poddy mullet about near my feet. I'm just casting a 24 gram Tyson. Hooks are really good. It's a 15-pound leader, and we're just flicking it out across the current. And all I'm doing, I'm hardly retrieving. I'm just letting it bounce around. I've had one carwai and I've had another bite. And all I'm doing, I'm just letting it bounce over the bottom, over the stones. I don't know if you can see down here, but can you see all of that there? There's little poddy mullets, all millions of them, all just down there. There's one or two splashes over this sort of area where that guy's lying there asleep. There's been some big splashes in there. Not salmon, but they've been, I think they've been sea runs. So got a tangle around the bloody, tangle around the treble now. Tide is probably about an hour to go, I would say. This is a good time. River's at its fullest. I was fishing the longer rod with the multiplier. The line's a bit better for something big, but it was just getting a bit too clumsy. It's a Saturday today, and what alarms me is the regular sort of guys who have been here this past week. They're not fishing today. Why is that? I ask myself. Is it because they don't fish on weekends because of the people, or is it because the fish aren't running? So I think there's been like a sort of a pod of sort of salmon have sort of come through, and I think they've just wound off. So it might be time to hit the tackle shop in the city to find out what's going on the ground. So whenever the fishing goes off the boil, whatever you're chasing after, always best to go to your main tackle shop, speak with the guys in there, just ask them a few questions. Just say, what's going on? And you'll get the picture there as well. Well, you'll get the clear picture of what's going on there. So, yep. A visit to the tackle shop. Some people come down after tea for a little spin. Carwai. There's a chap over there who's been surf fishing. Might have one or two. Might have a carwai or two, probably on bait. But yeah, we're just looking for a sort of a sea run or a salmon to grab it. Carwai for a bit of amusement. He's got something in his bag. We're getting some different line for this. This line I've got on there. It's a mixture of two braids tied together, and I've lost a bit through wind knots. So it's probably time to put some different, bit more braid on there, because my concern is it's fine for regular fish, but when you run into something big, it'll find holes in your tackle. Trust me. Whether it's your hooks, straightening your hooks, whether it's breaking your line or spooling you. And that's my biggest fear with this outfit at the minute, that I'm probably missing about 50 meters. Maybe I could probably get another 80 meters of braid on here, I'm guessing. It's fine against the regular stuff, but you want to try and sort of keep your gear as full line capacity as possible. Because remember, when you've got a fish on, if it's big, all you got to do is hold it. Keep the line tight, hold it. If it wants to run, let it, and you've got the line capacity to deal with it. Remember, you're fighting the current here as well, and a decent fish will straighten your hooks. If your hooks get straightened, you'll lose the fish. He'll shake his head, and eventually those hooks will come out at some stage doing the scrap. So when you've got a fish on, you want to, you don't want to bully it in. You just want to hold it. Hooks are set. When you sort of force the fish and things go, but you get that through experience. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've lost some good fish, and I've caught, and you catch some good fish. It's as simple as that. It's a learning sort of process. But that's why you should always buy good quality tackle. So the surf's looking quite good. I have had a little go in the surf earlier on. Boys are heading off. They haven't had to show their license today, so no one's been around to check. Here's a mullet down there. Look, loads of them. Little poddy ones. Little poddy mullet. There's some bigger mullet in the actual lagoon behind me, right in there. If I was to put a bait in there, if I was to put a little bait up a sabiki rig with some some rump steak or little cubes of rump steak, tiny little bits of rump steak, they would absolutely whack it. I was looking at the regulations the other day on how many you're allowed to take. It says 30 grey mullets, they call them. But they're not actually grey mullet, they're yellow-eyed mullet, so I might have to flick an email to the fisheries just to sort of say, hey, I've never seen a grey mullet. I assume they're meaning that they're yellow-eyed mullet. But, they're good for bait. But you don't want to, massacre the bloody things, you know what I'm saying? You want to take what is the limit. I was chatting with somebody the other day and disappointed to hear that they'd caught, I don't know whether it's true or not, it's probably a load of horse shit, but he said they had 28 elephant fish on a Kentucky rig off Spencer Park. And I looked at this bloke who was telling me about it, and I said to him, you're only allowed 5 a day. And he sort of jaw dropped. And earlier on in the conversation, he said he was with 2 other people. So I said, okay, well, I'll give the benefit of the doubt, whether they're fishing or not. But he's okay to take 15 in that case. So there's 13 he shouldn't be taking. And yeah, his jaw dropped a little bit. But I like to look at what you're allowed to take and what are the limits in the area where you're fishing. It's very hard to manage, but I tell you what, there'd be nothing worse than having a fisheries warden or ranger saying hello, can I have a look in your fish box or your fishing bag or whatever, and you got, because you'll get fined and you can get prosecuted. And it's the same with having a license to freshwater fish. If you don't have a license and you're in the area, in the zone, Even if you're unaware, you can still be prosecuted. Learn the hard way. So it's, come on, Sea Run, where are you? It's a beautiful evening. Absolutely beautiful. That's when I left my car at 2 p.m. it was 31. Got a nice northwest wind. Occasionally the wind will shift and come round to the east, and that'll be go all chilly. And it's like, oh shit, should I put my jacket on? And then all of a sudden, a few minutes later, that'll be gone. There's a fantastic cloud over there. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know what we're doing for time. Oh, we're doing all right. So I haven't got my spare battery with me, so if I run into something, I might not have the battery to film it. But come on, Sea Run, where are you? If they're proving difficult to catch, you want to go down in size in lures. And like, this is 24 gram. I will hit this. But you know, you want to go down to sort of probably 14, 15. If you're not, I had a take on it, so I'm still sticking with it. But you want to go down to like 14, or if you're fishing lures, or swap over to trout flies, sea run flies, should I say? Try a few different things. But when I like a silver spoon. When the sun's on, I like a silver spoon. Sort of every now and again it flashes against the sun, and it's like a lighthouse underwater. It's incredible. Sea's a little bit discoloured. It's pushing some of that water in here as well. It goes a little bit foamy and greeny from time to time. So I just like to have something very bright and flashy down there. Come on. See the rod tip, if you can see the rod tip, it's just buffeting. I'm just very slowly retrieving, and it's buffeting against the current. I probably don't even need to retrieve that. See that? See, when your rod tip is doing this, doing that, that's the action of the lure, and that means it's working. Because fish, they go on vibration. Vibration excites them, movement excites them, sight, they go by sight. But with this sort of fishing, it's not smell. There's no smell. You can scent certain lures, like paddle tails and things, and that's why they do it. But those are the sort of the three or four things they sort of they have, which they can go for. You see, if the water's all mucky, you might be using some sort of bait or something, or very sort of bright, luminous, almost white lures, because there might be a bit of clear water underneath the mucky water, right near the bottom. You see, fish are usually on the bottom, and that's why I'm just sort of bouncing this along the bottom. And also, when you're fishing around other anglers, it's important to not get flustered and just stay totally relaxed. Sometimes an angler can come alongside and start nattering. His gear might be, you know, something you wouldn't use, and it starts getting tangled with you and stuff like that. It's just important that you just stay composed and just stay totally relaxed. I find when you're in a really relaxed state and your retrieve is really sort of relaxed and gentle, I find that's when you can get the fish. When you're all flustered and all agitated and thinking about other things, you're not right on your game. It's all about being sort of relaxed. Repetition, relaxed repetition. And, it certainly is a nice evening today. You just do with a big fish. Will we get a surprise? Will we get a surprise? You never know. Look at all these mullet. Look at all them, like soup. They're going to run away now, look. See if that'll get sea run going. There's loads of them, absolutely loads. There's some real big ones in the other pool. Real big ones. Do some float fishing for them. Just a couple of hooks. Good fun. Try and pick off some big ones. I think luncheon meat would be quite good for them as well. If you've got some spam or some luncheon meat, just chop up some tiny little cubes, put them on like a size 8-6 hook, and you can either ledger with it, you can float fish with it, stray line with it. See if you can pick off a decent mullet. I'm not, what was that? Heard something, bit of a splash down there, was it? I'm not really, just fishing this area here. I've been fishing here for a couple of hours, and I'm just, after that length of time, you get to sort of work out where's your most sort of favoured sort of, out of all the casts you do, you can cast a long way back and drift round. And you can realise that doesn't quite work because you've got too much line out, this is that, and the other. I find that the shorter arc is better, and if you want to change that, I'll just move forward 10 yards, move back 5 yards, you know, and just mix it up a little bit. You know, it can be even just a few steps like I'm doing now. Just a couple of steps. Just changes the arc slightly without you having to sort of do anything too different. Just a very similar cast. Just trying different things. Is it going to be our day? I'll have burger and chips tonight. I've still got some salmon in the fridge. What I got from the butcher's. He smoked it for me. There's one I caught the other day. The river mouth has changed since then. Completely.